You're sitting there waiting for life to get easy, and I've got news for you, it ain't coming. You know why? Because everything worth having in this life comes with a price tag, and that price is called suffering. Most people want to stay comfortable. They want the big house, the nice car, the respect, but they want it without the pain. That is not how this works. You cannot grow in your comfort zone. It is impossible. Growth and comfort do not live in the same neighborhood. You wake up every morning and you do the same things, same routine, same people, same conversations, same results. And then you wonder why your life is not changing. Your life is not changing because you are not changing. You are too comfortable in your mediocrity. Think about it. When do you grow the most? When things are easy or when things are hard? When you lift weights, your muscles do not increase when you lift light weights. They grow when you push them beyond what they used to. When you tear those fibers down, they build back stronger. That is what struggle does to your life. But see, we've been conditioned to avoid discomfort. We've been taught that if it hurts, stop doing it. If it feels bad, run from it. That is the worst advice you could ever follow when it comes to your dreams. Everything you want is sitting right outside your comfort zone waiting for you. You're comfortable being broke. Are you comfortable being overweight? You're comfortable in that dead-end job. You're comfortable in that toxic relationship. And comfort is killing you slowly. It is robbing you of your potential, your purpose, your destiny. Comfort is a slow death. The moment you decide to get uncomfortable, that is the moment your life starts to change. When you start doing what you've never done before, going places you have never been before, having conversations that scare you, taking risks that make your hands shake, that is when the magic happens. So if you're serious about growing, you've got to get serious about leaving comfort behind. You've got to wake up every day and choose the harder path. Choose the thing that scares you. Choose the thing that challenges you. Because that is the only way you're going to become who you're meant to be. Every successful person you admire, every single one of them, got a story that starts with struggle. They were rejected, told no, and had doors slammed in their faces. But you know what they did? They kept moving because they understood that the struggle was not there to stop them. It was there to shape them. Your story is not complete without your struggle. As a matter of fact, your struggle is the best part of your story. That is the part people need to hear. That is the part that gives other people hope. Nobody was inspired by how easy you had it. They were inspired by how hard it was, and you made it anyway. You are sitting there ashamed of where you came from, ashamed of what you've been through, ashamed of your failures and your mistakes. But that is your testimony. That is your evidence that you can overcome. That is proof that you are stronger than your circumstances. See, the struggle adds weight to your success. When you finally make it, and you will make it, your story is going to mean something because people are going to know what you had to go through. They're going to know you earned it. You did not luck into it. You did not have it handed to you. You fought for it. And while you're in the middle of the struggle, I know it does not feel like a story. It feels like a nightmare. It feels like it is never going to end. It feels like you're drowning and nobody is throwing you a rope. But you've got to keep perspective. This chapter is hard, but it is not the whole book. The struggle is writing a resume for your destiny. Every hardship is a line item of experience. Every setback is teaching you something you're going to need later. You cannot skip these chapters. You cannot fast forward through this part. You got to live it so you can tell it. And when you finally get to where you're going, you're going to look back on this struggle and be grateful for it. You're going to understand that this was necessary. This was required. This was the making of you. So stop running from your struggle and start embracing it as your story. When you're in the middle of that storm, when everything hurts and nothing makes sense, you got a choice. You can quit right there or you can push through. And I promise you, that pain you're feeling right now, it is not going to last forever. But if you quit, that decision stays with you for life. Pain has an expiration date. Every single painful moment you ever experienced in your life eventually ended. You thought you were not going to make it through, but you did. You're here right now. You survived every bad day you ever had. Your track record for getting through difficult times is 100%. But quitting, that is different. You quit on something and that follows you. It changes how you see yourself. It becomes a pattern. You quit once and it gets easier to quit the next time. And before you know it, you become a quitter. That becomes your identity. I am not saying the pain is not real. I am not saying it does not hurt. I am saying it is temporary. This too shall pass. You've got to keep that in your mind when everything in you wants to give up. This feeling is not forever. This situation is not permanent. But your decision to quit will be. Think about the things you almost quit on, but you did not. Think about the times you wanted to walk away, but something in you said, keep going. You're glad you did not quit, aren't you? You're glad you pushed through. That is the same choice you are facing right now. The enemy wants you to make a permanent decision based on temporary pain. He wants you to throw away your future because your present is uncomfortable. He wants you to give up right before your breakthrough because the pressure is too much. Do not fall for it. You're stronger than you think you are. You can handle more than you believe you can. That pain you're feeling, it is not there to break you. It is there to build you. It is developing your endurance, your resilience, your character. Push through it. The other side is waiting for you. You're waiting on somebody to come rescue you from your situation. Stop waiting. The cavalry is not coming. You are the cavalry. You've got to save yourself. You've got to put in the work when nobody is watching, when nobody is cheering, when nobody believes in you but you. This is the hardest truth you're going to hear, but it is the truth that will set you free. You are responsible for your life. Not your parents, not your spouse, not your boss, not the government, not the economy. You. Every decision you make or do not make is shaping your future. A lot of people are stuck because they are waiting for the right opportunity, waiting for someone to give them a chance, waiting for conditions to be perfect, waiting for help that is never coming. And while they are waiting, life is passing them by. Years go by, and they are still in the same spot, still waiting. You've got to understand something. The people who made it, they stopped waiting and started working. They stopped hoping someone would open a door, and they started kicking doors down, and they stopped looking for a handout, and they started creating their own opportunities. They saved themselves. That does not mean you do it alone. That does not mean you do not need people, but it means you cannot sit around expecting someone else to do for you what you need to do for yourself. You cannot expect someone to care more about your dreams than you do. You cannot expect someone to work harder on your life than you are willing to work. You are the hero of your own story. Not the victim, not the supporting character, the hero. And heroes do not wait to be saved. They save themselves. And then they save others. That is what you have to become. That is the mentality you've got to adopt. So stop looking around for someone to rescue you and start looking in the mirror at the person who can. You got everything you need. You got the power, the ability, the potential. Now you've got to match that with the work ethic, the discipline, the relentless pursuit. Save yourself. Where you are right now, that is just a chapter. It is not the whole book. Too many people read the first few pages of their life and think that is the whole story. Keep writing. Keep pushing. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. You're looking at your bank account, your living situation, and your circumstances, and you're thinking, this is it. This is all I am ever going to be. This is all I am ever going to have. That is a lie. That is the enemy trying to get you to settle, trying to get you to accept less than what God has for you. Your current address is not your permanent address. Your current job is not your final career. Your current struggle is not your final chapter. You are in transition. You are in process. You are on your way to something greater, but you have to keep moving. See, a lot of people get stuck in their current situation because they cannot see past it. they cannot imagine anything different. They've been broke so long they cannot imagine being wealthy. They've been sick so long they cannot imagine being healthy. They've been struggling so long that they cannot imagine winning. But your imagination is not the limit. God's plan is, you've got to see yourself beyond where you are. You've got to have a vision for your life that is bigger than your current reality. Because if you cannot see it in your mind, you're never going to hold it in your hand. You've got to see yourself as successful before you become successful. Every successful person started somewhere they did not want to stay. They were in situations that were beneath them, doing jobs that did not fulfill them, living in places that did not reflect their dreams. But they did not let where they were determined where they were going. You are not a tree. You can move. You can change. You can grow. You can evolve. You can transform your entire life. But you've got to believe that where you are is not where you're staying. You're just passing through this season. You are just building character in this chapter. Better days are coming. Success will make you feel good, but suffering makes you strong. You want character. You want resilience. You want the kind of strength that cannot be shaken. That only comes through going through something. You cannot buy that. You cannot fake that. You've got to earn it. Character is not developed on the mountaintop. It is developed in the valley. It is not developed when everything is going your way. It is developed when everything falls apart and you still keep your integrity, when you still keep your faith, when you still keep pushing forward. Success can actually make you weak if you get it too easily. Have you ever seen somebody get a lot of money fast and they did not have the character to handle it? They lose it even faster than they got it. Why? Because they did not develop the discipline, the wisdom, the character that comes from struggle. Suffering teaches you things that success never will. Suffering teaches you patience. It teaches you humility. It teaches you empathy. It teaches you how to endure. It teaches you how to fight. It teaches you who you really are when the mask comes off and the lights go out. When you're going through something difficult, you find out what you're made of. You're finding out if you really know what you say you know. You're finding out if your faith is real or if it is just something you talk about on Sunday. Suffering exposes you, but it also builds you. The strongest people you know went through the most. The wisest people you know suffered the most. The most compassionate people you know struggled the most. Because suffering develops qualities in you that comfort never could. It makes you into the person who can handle the level of success you're praying for. So when you are suffering, understand it is building something in you. It is not wasted. It is not meaningless. It is constructing your character. It is developing your strength. It is preparing you for what is coming. Embrace it. Let it do its work in you. You've got big dreams. Good. But understand this, the size of your dream determines the size of your sacrifice. You want small things, make small sacrifices. You want to change your whole bloodline, change generations, then get ready to suffer like you never suffered before. You cannot have champagne dreams with a beer work ethic. You cannot want $1 million lifestyle but are only willing to put in minimum wage effort. It does not work like that. The universe got a price tag on everything, and the bigger the dream, the bigger the price. You want to be the best in your field. That means you've got to outwork everybody in your field. You want generational wealth. That means you've got to make generational sacrifices. You want to change the world. That means you've got to let the journey change you first. Big dreams require big commitment. Most people dream big but sacrifice small. They want the penthouse, but they are not willing to leave the basement. They want the corner office, but they are not willing to burn the midnight oil. They want the recognition, but they are not willing to do the work when nobody is watching. That is why most people do not make it. Your dream should scare you. If it does not, it is not big enough. And when you have a dream that scares you, you'd better understand that the path to that dream is going to be the hardest thing you ever done. It is going to require everything you've got and then some. It is going to push you past every limit you thought you had. But that is what makes it worth it. That is what makes it yours. That is what makes you appreciate it when you get it. Because you know what you had to go through. You know what you had to sacrifice. You know what it cost you. And that makes the victory so much sweeter. So if you have a big dream, stop complaining about the big grind. Stop whining about how hard it is. You asked for this when you dreamed big. You signed up for this when you said you wanted more. Now put your head down and do the work. Your dream is waiting on the other side of your grind. Every time you fail, you are not losing, you are learning. You're paying tuition at the University of Life. And some of y'all need to go back and get your master's degree because you keep making the same mistakes over and over. Learn from the pain. Let it teach you something. Failure is not the opposite of success. It is part of success. It is a required course. You cannot graduate to the next level without going through it. Every successful person has a resume full of failures. The difference is that they did not let failure define them. They let it refine them. You failed at something, and now you're walking around with your head down like you're the only one who ever messed up. Like the only one who ever fell on your face. Everybody who ever did anything worth doing failed multiple times before they succeeded. The only people who never fail are the people who never try. When you fail, you get information. You're getting data. You are finding out what does not work, so you can figure out what does work. You're finding out where your weaknesses are, so you can strengthen them. You're finding out what you need to learn, who you need to become, and what you need to change. But see, most people fail once and quit. They pay the tuition, but they leave before they get the education. They go through the pain, but they do not extract the lesson. That is why they keep repeating the same failures. They never learned what the failure was trying to teach them. Smart people learn from their mistakes. Wise people learn from other people's mistakes. But fools keep making the same mistakes over and over, expecting different results. Which one are you? Are you learning from your failures, or are you just collecting them? Every failure is expensive, but quitting makes it worthless. If you fail and you quit, you just wasted that tuition. But if you fail and you learn, and you try again with that new knowledge, that failure becomes an investment in your success. So fail forward. Let every mistake move you closer to your goal, not further from it. Everybody wants the microwave success. They want it quick and easy. But the best things in life cook slow. You're trying to rush through what you're supposed to learn. And that is why you keep starting over. Stay in the process. Trust the timing. Your season is coming. We live in an instant gratification society. Instant food, instant entertainment, instant communication. And now everybody thinks success should be instant too. They see somebody blow up overnight, and they think that is how it is supposed to happen. But what they do not see is the 10 years that person put in before that overnight success. There are levels to this. There are stages to this. There is a process to this. And you cannot skip steps. You try to skip steps, you fall. If you try to rush the process, you mess up the product. You've got to go through what you've got to go through to get where you're trying to go. A baby has to crawl before they walk. They have to walk before they run. You try to make a baby run before they can walk, they're going to hurt themselves. Same thing with your dreams. You've got to master one level before you're ready for the next.